Welcome to Spain. We are at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, a 2.8-mile circuit featuring plenty of sweeping corners here for the J2ICS Road Series. Slugnificent is our pole sitter. Orbits, Void, Captain, and Bay back him up. And then you go Nicolator, MBR, and Brando for the top 8 on the grid. Bob, Bot, they round out the top 10. Then you go Dick, Critters, DC, AJ, Urko, and Drunk. Artups, Crazy Sheep, and Dale round out the field. An hour and a half long race. This track is terrible on tires, especially the left fronts with all the sweeping corners. We'll see how it affects the race today. Slugnificent, lap 1, leads them to the green flag at Barcelona. Behind him, Void and Orbits follow closely, and then you have Captain and Bay and the two Porsches a row back. And while the leaders get through the first corner cleanly, the rest of the pack does not. Just a little bit further back before turn 1, you see on the left side of the screen that white BMW is Critters. Misses the braking point, hits Bob. Bob hits Bot. Bot cuts across the track, collects AJ, hits Fritters again. Drunk has to go completely off track to avoid them, and Bot and Bob have a long way to go from here. Skipping a little bit further ahead in lap 1. Orbits spins it in front of all the leaders while running in second, and he falls way back. Going to lap 4 now. Orbits fighting with MBR and AJ and Dick. This is the battle for 14th. Orbits running behind them here with Bot close in tow, and Orbits loses it again, falling even further back, all the way to the back of the pack. Now we go to lap 8. Artups misses this corner and decides he's going to take an alternate route the long way around. He's running in 11th. That allows DC to catch up to him. Lap 10. At this point, Slug is still in the lead. Captain is running in second just behind him. Slug holds about a 3-second lead as they run through 10 laps. Lap number 11. We're going to look at the battle for 11th. You're looking at DC and Bot here. You see Bot has some damage from the wreck on lap 1, not affecting him. Behind him, it's Orbits, who spun twice. He's faster than these two cars, looking for a way through. And then behind them is Artups. All these cars battling for 11th. Bot and DC come through the final couple of corners side by side. This is going to give Orbits a chance to catch up to them. You see Dale here. He's a lap down on the inside. He's going to give Bot the squeeze. Bot's going to come up onto DC. Him and Orbits make a little bit of contact. They're able to save it. Going into the corner, Orbits backs off. Artups gets inside of Orbits. Bot gets back in line and continues to try and get around DC for 11th. A little bit further on, lap 12. Here is where Bot does it. DC and Artups go off, so Bot gets 11th. Orbits moves up to 13th. He eventually passes both DC and Bot, but on lap 14, spins it in that same corner and just stops in time for Bot to sneak on by again. Also on lap 14, jumping to the lead. Slug, still holding that lead over Captain, almost loses it, comes to a stop to let Captain by instead of collecting them both in a wreck, and continues on in second place. Captain moves up into the lead for the first time today, and on lap 15, he will have extended that lead to about 3 seconds. Perhaps the spin damaged Slug's tires a little bit, but he falls back about 3 seconds. Lap 17, we're going to check in on the Cali Racing crew. This is the battle for 6th. Brando in 6th, Nicolator in 7th. They've been running next to each other the entire race, and they continue to do so for almost the entire race. Brando has a little bit of wing damage, and on lap 18, this eventually leads to him allowing his teammate Nick to pass him for 6th. On lap 27, we check in with Captain, and he has extended his lead to 6 seconds at this point over Slug. And as we near pit stops, a solid pit stop would preserve that lead. But as we see on lap 39, things don't go according to plan for Captain. He pulls into the pits here, and that allows Slug to take the lead. He would pit a couple of laps later, and behind him, Void and MBR run in 3rd and 4th. They also pass up the pits. Captain here, going to his pit stall, just a bit too far, has to back up, loses a couple of seconds of precious time. So we cut to lap 42. Slug has pitted, and he is now leaving the pits. And as he comes out, there goes Captain right there. Remember, Captain had a 6-second lead earlier, and now it is down to less than a second. Of course, he's not in the lead here yet. MBR's ahead of them, but he would eventually pit, leaving it to Slug and Captain. And on lap 46, Slug would make the move on Captain to the inside and into turn 1, pulling back into the lead for the first time since his spin, not counting the period in between pit stops. And at this point, he would continue to pull further away from Captain. Also on lap 46, Orbits, after spinning 3 times, works his way all the way back up to 7th and makes a move on Nicolator for 6th place around the outside right here, making it stick. And he does get by Nick here. They run side by side for a bit, but he has the position in the next corner and finishes Nick off. An impressive drive from Orbits, despite the 3 spins, able to get all the way back to 6th. Then we move to lap 47, going back to 10th place. At the moment, Urko is in 10th, but right behind him, Dick is trying to wiggle his way in there to pass him for that coveted top 10. These two were battling for several laps before, and you see here they are bumper to bumper for the entire lap 47. Dick trying to find a way in, looking inside. They're side by side for a bit. Urko tries to close the door, but Dick is already in there, slides back inside, trying for the crossover, but isn't going to get it. And he resigns to being back behind Urko for a bit. He gets a little loose in one of the upcoming corners and loses some ground. On the next lap, lap 48, we will come back to that battle for 10th. Void misses his braking point, maybe locks him up. He's running in 4th at the time, he's running in 3rd at the time. Goes clean off the track. This gives Bay the opportunity to slide up into 3rd, which then sends Void back into the 4th position. Going back to that battle for 10th on the same lap. This is 1 lap after we were looking at them earlier. Dick finally finds a way around Urko. He pulls on him through the straight and secures the 10th position. Lap 49, 6 minutes left in the race. We check back in on the leaders, and Slug has a 3-second lead over Captain at this moment, but it is slowly extending. 3 seconds to 4 seconds to 5 seconds, and it would eventually become 6 seconds on lap 54. Coming around to get the white flag, Slug passes his teammate Bot here. Bot running in 9th after the initial incident on lap 1. Slug comes around these last couple of corners. He gets the white flag, and on the next lap, lap 55, Slug secures his 2nd victory in a row in the J2ICS Road Series and wins at Barcelona. That is not the end of the racing, though. Also on the last lap, MBR trying to chase down Void for that 4th position. Coming through the last couple of corners, he's on Void's tail. Maybe a little too far away to make that move, but we will never know, because coming out of this corner here, he loses a ton of ground on Void. What's going on? We check in on the inside of the car. Nothing. Complete silence. He's out of fuel. He's having to coast to the start finish, and he cut this really close. Running out of fuel a couple of turns earlier, he may not have made it to the finish. That would have hurt him a lot in the point standings. He does still hold on to 5th, though, as he limps across the finish line. An incredible race here at Barcelona, a bit cleaner than the last couple races that we have seen. Slug comes away with a victory, his 2nd in a row. He, of course, won the second half of the sprint race at Laguna Seca. Slug comes away with that victory. Captain in 2nd, Bay, Void, and MBR round out the top 5. Then you have Orbits placing 6th after spinning 3 times. Nicolator and Brando finish next to each other. Bot finishes 9th after starting 10th and dropping all the way back to 18th after that initial wreck. Dick rounded out the top 10. Then you have Urko, AJ, Bob, Sheep, R-Tups, Drunk, DC, Critters, and Dale to round out the field. An incredible race here at Barcelona. I said it once, I'll say it again. A great drive from Slug, a great drive from several people in this race. Aside from the pit stop incident, Captain with an incredible performance after the last couple of races. He had trouble on lap 1. Orbits has a great drive. Void and MBR, of course, with their top 5s. And Bay secures 3rd position. That is his best finish of the year as well. Well, from everyone at J2ICS, we hope to see you again next week when they head to Mosport.